So you get 16p squared minus 24p minus 9. What do I do with this? Should we get about it? Go home. What do I have to do? Sorry. Yep, 16 times 9. And watch, what you could do is sort of like say p equals 0 and circle it, so then you can forget about him. You've taken care of him. So you don't have to keep writing that dude. You with me? P equals 0. That's the answer you give me. Thank you, I'm done. 16 times negative 9 is... That's right, kids. Yeah, this one's interesting. What is it, sorry? It can't be... Why can't it be negative 12 and 12? Because if you thought it was this,
3 and 6.
those add to be
0.
0. So what else could it be?
3 and 6.
What? 3?
Oh wait, no, never mind.
It's got to multiply to be 144, right?
Yeah, never mind.
That multiplies to be 24. It's got to multiply to be 144 and add to be 24. So if that was a plus, and whoever told me this, are you sure that it was plus 9p? Who told me that problem?
I think so. I'll double check.
Oh. That would drastically change everything. But we don't have to give up on this. What I would do is I can get two numbers that subtract to be 24 and then check to see if they're this, right? I really want everyone to understand. I need two numbers that do two things. Who said they had to do one of them first? I just need them to do both, right? You clean your room, then clean the kitchen. Who gives a shit which one you do first? So what adds to be 24? Like 30 and 6 if 30 was negative, right? But that multiply to be too big, right? So what about 28 and 4? What does that multiply to be?
Not 144.
Yeah, 112. So what about 29 and 5? That's right in the middle, right?
Sorry, yeah, I copied it down.
So it is. I'm curious, what is that? 145, that's almost. So what was it? Was it a minus here?
Yeah, there's a minus.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Lacey. Yeah, so if that would have been the problem, then it would not have gone anywhere. You guys with me? But now that we know it actually is a plus, then that means that's a plus, right? Which means these work now.
It is 12.
Yeah.
So that's mistake in the book? Means
No, I think it's not a mistake in the book. Yeah.
So there's mistake in the book.
Is it a mistake in the book?
Yeah, because there's plus, there's minus.
There's a minus here, right?
Yeah.
Which is perfect. Because if that was a minus, I would have added 9p, and then that would have been a plus. That would have been a plus. Now it works. Yep. So what do I do with those?
Write it out.
Can you be less specific? You do stuff, Jeff. On the board. What do I do with those? Yeah. Minus 12. Now you got no choice. I put that one first. And then you just, group it, blah, blah, blah. That was nice. It'll work. So there are a couple places in the book where it does make typos kind of related to that, but in this case, I guess it wasn't. So you can shit on the book, just not for that one. Yes? So now, what would you do with these? What comes out?
2p.
More?
4.
4p? 4p? Minus 3? They got a 3 and negative 3, so the signs change. Positive 4p, negative 3. I know I'm on the right track. So I get 4p minus 3 twice. So I will get one number that shows up twice. It's sort of like if I had 10 people that were going to go to play some game, I'm like, how big of a shoe do they wear? And they all wore size 12 shoe. I said, size 12. Would I get just one pair of shoes and that'd be great? No, I just the size of 12 shows up 10 times. Right, so here it is one value, but it shows up twice. And why does it have to be true? Because this part had a 2 in it. Right? And then I have this extra dude. And why does that make sense? Because the beginning had a third power. Right. So I do end up with 3 answers. Okay.
What if you have squared, but then you end up with 3 answers? Is that possible?
No. What was yours?
I was just looking at 2C and it was like, we got the. That's on the test.
Yeah. That one you should end up with 1 answer. Shit.
No, I got.
Well, let me see. No, not 1 answer. I'm sorry. You should end up with 2 answers.
Yeah,
That's not the one where the x squares. I didn't give you one where the x squares cancels, but I will put it on the test. You know that.
2 answers are the same, and I got a separate one. So I have to put up 3.
I don't think they should be the same.
Well, I got 2 that were x equals 3 and x equals 1.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh shit. All right. So let's look at that one. This one is one where it feels like you got to go backwards a little bit. The way I look at this problem is some asshole factored this side, but what didn't he do first over here? He didn't make this. So I got to unfactor this, suck this shit in, and then so I can make it 0, and then refactor. It's like, oh shit, Jim, you did all this wrong. I got to undo all this and put it all back in, right? So part of you are saying, well, Jeff said I don't have to multiply if I'm factoring, but I'm not factoring yet. I'm just solving the equation. What do I normally do in equations? Well, it's parentheses, distribute. Yeah, so I'm going to get, so just to cut to the chase here. And now I can subtract these over. Okay. So when it looks like part of it's factored, but the other side's not 0, you have to unfactor it so you can bring the other stuff in. Let me give you guys the answer key. One in there for. I know, there's one over there for Christine. Yeah. So you can write it like this, or you can write it like that. Yeah, that's the second way to do it. Yeah, or. So either way I would accept. If you stopped here, great. If you stopped there, great. Either one I would take, yeah. Did I miss my chance to say so many points to Gryffindor over there? Did you answer something right earlier? 10 points to Gryffindor. I don't care. It's just for me. I don't give a shit. There's Gryffindor here. Here's Slytherin. I gotta put my Slytherin shit
I'll
on.
wear the shirt again with
You
this
know I'm in
insurance.
Slytherin. Huh?
I'll wear the shirt again with this insurance.
Aw.
I'll give you another option.
Thank you so much. I'm just happy I can snap my fingers sometimes. I can whistle too, isn't it great? Sorry. Small achievements. All right, anybody going for tutoring? Are you guys getting help at all? Anybody? None of you? You're all doing great on your own? could be doing even better.
I
Yes.
used to go to tutoring, but it's so hard to get a tutor before class. It happened only to me one time, and I was.
Are you talking about the upstairs?
Yeah.
And then you also have the Mass Study Center downstairs.
They,
No good? You have to tell them, did you fill an eval and tell them you guys suck and here's how? Because that's the only way we can make it better is if we know why it's bad, if it is bad. Right?
I didn't get any.
They help you a lot?
It's only upstairs.
It's in the morning.
Downstairs, there's no comment.
No what?
Downstairs, there's no place to give your comments. Upstairs.
They're supposed to have evaluation sheets, or at the very least, you can talk to the lady behind the glass
Your glass.
and just tell her, hey, this shit sucks. And there's also this woman, Susie Munoz. She's our math, she's the one, I used to be in that position, the math faculty who's kind of in charge. So she's the one that evaluates tutors, and she's the one that has ability to hire and fire. So I had to fire a couple of tutors because, well, anyway, one of them would only help out certain people, let's just say that.
Yeah.
She was racist?
Huh?
She was racist?
No, not racist. We had issues with somebody who was racist later, but he just preferred certain gender. Yeah. Certain age, I don't know. He was one of my students. I'm like, really? You're this kind of person? Get out of here. Anyway, so you have to know all that, but we do take feedback and we do things with that feedback, and the math department wants that to be a good place. So you have to provide some kind of feedback if there's bad things happen. Yeah.
But your next year's, curriculum, like if you take this class, there is a 2-unit that would help you after.
All right. Are you talking about the 160, 060, for example? So there we have these things called support courses.
Yes.
Yes. That you can sign up for to go along. If you're going to go to 120 or 160, you can also sign up for 020 to go with the 120 or 060 to go to the
I
160.
have to repeat 09.
I got you, but eventually, whenever you're ready, you can take those support courses too if you want to.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they called it out to repeat.
No, still can't be repeated.
You told me I can take this class again next year.
If you fail.
Or no.
If you
Yeah.
pass, you can't.
No, it says that I don't meet this, C or grade or something.
Well, you haven't gotten a grade yet.
Standards?
You haven't gotten a grade yet, so it won't let you sign up for a course again until you actually get a grade. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have already signed up for courses. We did talk about was it last time or before that? We talked about next semester and what courses you should take. Has anybody signed up yet? I don't know if the registration dates have hit people yet.
I'll do my master's in 09.
It's very specific masters. It's really drilling down. I like it. All right, it's that time. I'm not gonna make you feel like you gotta stay longer.